What's up, guys? It's Javi from the Bullpen Mafia. Before we get started on Middle Innings Volume 3 today, I want to plug our social channels, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Apple Podcasts. Like and subscribe wherever possible. I also like to let you guys know merch is on the way. Tony Baseball, shirts and hats coming your way. And without further ado, Middle Innings Volume 3. Welcome back to the Bullpen Mafia. We have Middle Innings Volume 3. The gang is back together. Toad's back in the building. Pete, we missed him last week.
We did miss him.
We had Taylor Scott on. It's good to have him back. A lot of stuff happened over the weekend. First of all, Pete, happy Father's Day.
Thank you, boys. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys reaching out and sending me a couple messages on the day of. I mean, you guys are just good dudes. You know what I mean? I hope you get to experience fatherhood soon. But man,
there's no rush. There's no rush.
Yeah, I mean, unless the right woman just pops in, you know what I mean? Like, you're right, boys. Give yourself some time.
Petey, father of two.
Yep.
The father of the Bullpen Mafia. That's for sure.
Thank you, boys. Thank you.
We got a lot of stuff. Like I mentioned, a lot of stuff happened over the weekend. Panthers. Toad, give us a State of the Union. Panthers Game 6. Petey, they dragged our asses back to Edmonton. Man, Connor McDavid. The big bad elephant in the room.
By the time this recording is out for public listening,
yep.
There's either going to be a Game 7 or I'm going to be drunk carrying the Stanley Cup myself, dragging it across South Florida.
Toad, I thought you were going to say, like, there's by the time that this airs, you're going to be holding the Stanley Cup. So I like the fact that you're not just coming into this extremely confident like you have been all, for the last 2 months.
Look, I've been lying to myself.
Toad saw McJesus in person.
all of my group chats, I've been the voice of reason. Like, don't worry, guys. Like, we're the best road team in the NHL.
Yeah, you better stop worrying now.
We won Game 3 up there, and then internally inside my house, I'm freaking out. I'm absolutely terrified.
McDavid went, across the entire defense and threw that saucer pass right on Toad's lap into Cody.
Yeah, that was
right in Toad's living room, dude. He saw that live.
This actually might be Greg Cody's fault.
It might be Greg Cody's fault. Petey, there's a local columnist down here who it was a bit. We'll acknowledge that on the front end. It was a bit, but he started saying McOverrated.
No.
Yeah, so like Levy, Messier, and Subban, the last couple games have just been mentioning over and over again that this did get back to Connor McDavid. He's heard it multiple times.
Dude, has Bar still got T-shirts out yet, or what? Yeah.
I mean, Toad and I have a bone to pick with the Chicklets too, man. I mean, come on.
I'm tired of the pro Edmonton, pro Canada.
Yeah, but you guys are Panthers fans. You have to say that. You know what I mean? Like, just fucking get over it. Also, it's so funny, all this Connor McDavid talk. The guy is literally, like, the odds for him on the Conn Smythe, even with them, when they went down 3-1, I still think he was the favorite to win it, dude. He is now the favorite to win it, officially.
There's talk that he might win it. Yeah, he might win it even if the Cats win.
What's he got, 41 points? 41?
Something absurd, dude.
He has
I don't
more
know.
points in the playoffs than Pierre-Luc Dubois had the entire regular season.
Ouch.
A guy who's making $9 million.
Unbelievable.
It really is incredible. But yeah, Toad, I mean, you guys you've been professionals to it all, so go ahead.
Yeah, we're terrified. Toad and I are going to be in the building on not in Edmonton. I take that back. We're not going to be in Edmonton. We're going to be at the South Florida Hockey Bar.
The one and only
the Bright Side.
Shout it out.
The Bright Side. Shout out to the Bright Side. Toad and I are going to be there. We're going to be in the building. A lot of who's who of South Florida hockey fans will be there. Man, I don't know, PD. It's just one of those games, man. I was trying to think, like, did you have a McDavid in your career, bro? A guy that it was just like inevitable. Like, dude, this guy's going to get a base hit off me no matter what I do. And I feel like that's what's happening to the Panthers, bro. It's like, I was telling Toad yesterday, I was like, dude, the difference between McDavid and the second best player in the series is massive. Like, you're playing prime LeBron James right now, and he's just taking over these games.
Yeah, and obviously that's what he gets paid to do, and that's why he is the best player in the world. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But Javi, to go back to answer your question, in the baseball world, who do I compare Connor McDavid to? Simple. We talked about him last week, Javi Baez. But, we did. Yeah, man.
Javi Baez in the minors was a
Minor league Javi bias.
Oh, well, like when Javi asked me, like, who's your Connor McDavid? It's like, dude, when this guy came up, he may as well have been Hank Aaron. You know what I mean? Like, it was absolutely
maybe when
insane.
he was only facing you, but
yeah, but I mean, like even Taylor said, like guys didn't swing like that back then. They really. I mean, not everybody swings like that now, but man, let me tell you something. He saw a beach ball when I was out there. So,
that's good stuff.
And when McDavid's coming down the slot, he doesn't see anyone. It's just,
there's no one in front of him.
It's just him and Bobrovsky.
Dude, somehow, I mean, I've never played hockey, but the four guys flailing at the puck with their sticks and something magically, dude,
someone would just hit him.
Right, anybody, I don't know.
Yeah, but Javi, if you watch him though, dude, like his hands are so good and he's so fast. Nobody moves like that with the puck, right? Like you see, and a lot of this, like in that finesse game, like nobody, like he's not afraid to go to the dirty areas too to make it happen. Like he's not staying outside of the circles. Like he'll take it right to the middle and make a play. I mean, God bless the gentleman. I can't wait for Friday night. Listen, I'm not cheering for anybody in particular, right? Like I know I got some diehards on this podcast. I wish you guys the best of luck. I would
we just want our first one, man. We just want one.
Toad, can we just see it? Are you okay with the Game 7 back in your building? Like, can we?
I might throw up, but
okay,
sure. I'm going if there is one.
Are you really? Is Javi going too, or
yes.
am I? Okay. Yes. Wow, Javi, did you know you were going?
We talked about it yesterday.
Okay.
Toad and I played tennis yesterday. Toad kicked my butt yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, he did. But yeah, we talked about it yesterday. We don't want there to be a Game 7.
Correct. But
let's put that out there. Let's make that very clear. We do not want a Game 7.
Nothing would be sweeter than
winning at Edmonton's barn. In Canada.
Guys, speaking of Game 7, if I knew Toad was at Game 7 last year of the opening round there, and he threw the rat on the ice, I don't want to be doing this podcast because like that's bullshit to me. Like that's a bunch of bullshit. Come up here and disrespect us like
threw me out anyway.
Yeah, which is great. Okay. Well deserved.
Oh man. A couple other things before we get going. Number one, rest in peace, Willie Mays. None of us here on the podcast saw him play, but obviously I'm sure Toe's dad, Petey, your dad, my dad, all definitely saw him play. My dad definitely shared a ton of stories of Willie Mays. Tremendous career. One of those baseball players we probably wish we could have seen play live.
Well, anytime someone makes an over-the-shoulder basket catch, regardless of the sport,
it's on there.
Willie Mays. It's like a Moss. Yeah.
It's a Willie Mays.
Yeah. So RIP Willie Mays. Next thing, Petey, I want to get your thoughts, and we just got a couple seconds on it, but how many Rory McIlroys have you missed in your career, buddy? How many 3-foot putts are you going to stare down and look at it? I'm going to be like, you're putting that out.
Hey, you want
that every last inch.
You want to know the real answer to this question? 0, because I pick it up so I don't miss it. Boys, the friend zone. Boys, the friend zone, like when I'm playing, like I'm like I gotta give guys some 5-footers sometimes because I don't want to stand over.
Yeah, dude, I say it all the time. Good.
You know?
Let's get out of here, man.
Yeah,
let's move along.
Get the hell out of here, man. Like those, especially on those greens, dude. Those greens are rolling at like a 14 or whatever. Like it was just insane. The whole friggin' week was insane. Like I'm gonna give you. I know you want to be quick on this. I'm just gonna give you my thought and opinion on this. All right, Rory McIlroy is a guy that is obviously he's won a couple majors. What is he? 1 away from the Grand Slam?
I think it's 1.
Right?
I don't know if this was the elusive one, but I think he's 1 away. He's got 4.
Won plenty of tournaments, man. He may be the face of golf. Dude, you can't act like that at the end. You can't act like that. You can't peel out of the parking lot. Like you can't drop.
He was like LaMelo Ball, man. Just reaching out of the parking lot.
You can't drop out of the tournament that you committed to the week after that and say like, oh, I'll be back for the Scottish and I'm gonna win the Open. It's like, dude. You just you missed a couple putts, like Javi. You just said I mean, yes, he's probably pissed off about it. I would be too, but man, you're a professional. You're the face of the game. I don't think you can act like that, man. It kind of pissed me off.
As a non-diehard golf guy, the juxtaposition of Rory, who is the fan favorite, Mr. Good Guy, and DeChambeau, who used to be
the heel.
Right. People are loving him now, dude.
They have completely
180
flipped.
Insane.
Now Rory's a sore loser, and Bryson's like letting everyone touch the trophy, ripping shots with people at bars. Like he was carrying the bar with him wherever he's on vacation.
Bryson was insufferable. Like in his heyday, COVID, when he got big, he was insufferable. Some of the stuff he did, crazy 180. I will say though, I'm not that mad at Rory for leaving. I'm really not.
All right, that's
On
fine.
your worst day, are you gonna stay back?
Worst day, you came in second place,
dude.
But it was the worst moment of his professional career. But he missed 2 putts that were.
But again, you do that, you're going to be compared to the guy who just lost to, and it doesn't help that DeChambeau just came in second place, and when he lost to Shoffley, he was dapping him up.
Right?
Yeah,
no,
that was a great video.
I know.
You know, it just sucks for
you
Rory.
can't have it both ways. Yeah,
it just sucks for Rory that DeChambeau was just in his shoes,
right,
and handled it
like a
way
pro,
better.
Right.
So whoever is DeChambeau's PR coach,
they're
marketing
killing
people
it right now, man.
They need a raise and an
Yep.
extension because they have completely changed the public perception on DeChambeau. And someone who doesn't follow golf closely, for me to know that and to be aware of that, it's
Toad just wants to rip a couple bombs, dude.
It's impressive.
He really does.
Bryson, come on the Mafia. Let's get Bryson some merch. Whenever we get merch, we're gonna send it to Bryson.
We would love to have
That'd be great.
Snap back out there.
I do have one random topic, not random because it's breaking news, and
Go ahead.
I thought it would be funny.
Break it
right
JJ Redick is the next head coach of the LA Lakers, and he's going from podcasting to head coaching. So
what are you saying?
I wanted to open up the debate. Which of the three of us would be the best manager or head coach, transitioning straight from the Mafia to a dugout or
you imagine?
I gotta
take this call, Petey. We're getting a call from the Padres. Petey's gonna take over.
No chance. I actually it may be good. Like, imagine me going from T-ball this year right to the Padres, being like, "Hey boys, I had to deal with some shit where I was last, but like you guys seem to have your shit together here."
I'd love to ask Joe Nero which of you two he think would be a better manager.
It's definitely Javi, dude.
No, Skip would say you, Petey. Petey, you're
as a pitching coach, dude.
You have ultimate, you're like a chameleon, dude, because I think you see, I'm a Latin guy, so I could already blend with the Latin players. Like I could toe both sides with the Latin and the English speakers.
Right.
But dude, you had a way of finding your way over to the Latin guys and becoming friends, which is not easy because you don't speak the language, and you understood them. They understood you. Instant bonds. I will say, look,
I knew 3 sentences.
Yeah,
and I said them when it came on today. I was, dude, because I said them right. I said them with the accent. I had everything going.
That's all it takes. And the accent is half the battle. And you gave us all those tips on how to handle umpires.
Yeah. So you know what's funny is like people around here, like obviously like from coaching and different things, or like having young kids in sports. It's always like, hey man, like why aren't you out there? Like, you played, then you did this and that. I want to be like, buddy. Yeah, I fucking played. And guess what? I sat down in the bullpen for 7 innings. I didn't watch 1 second. I didn't watch 1 second or learn one thing about what was going on. All I was concerned about was if that phone rang, I wanted to know who was coming up and how we were gonna approach it. That's it. Like I love the game. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love the game. But like as a manager, man, you need to be locked in and be like
sounds like you know what you're doing.
No, I don't. I don't give it, and I don't know if I care enough about like knowing like the ins and outs of like being a position player. Just if the phone rings, man, give me the ball and let's.
That's why it's manager, not head coach in baseball.
I will say though, I think the manager position in baseball has changed in a way where it's like less about like tactics and like
it's managing relationships,
right?
Really.
People.
Wow. All right,
Petey, you know how. We played 140 games, add another 20, and add high stakes. Like what these guys are going through at the professional level, right? I mean, we don't know. Obviously, Pete and I don't know. We were never in a big league locker room, but I'm just saying, like in terms of the pressure and managing expectations. I mean, we had Taylor Scott on the other night. Great interview. Check it out when you get a chance. Also, follow us on all socials. Bullpen Mafia on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram. We had Scott who bounced around a ton of organizations. I think we're definitely going to have Scott back on, but I'd love to know from his perspective, like bouncing around, having so many different managers, having so many different points of reference, like you start understanding like, hey, everyone's got a different style, but this is my career. So like these players, one thing you're going to see like throughout the course of people we interview, it's tough to get up there and then it's just so hard to stay. Right. So I think as a manager, that's the most important thing is like, hey, keeping your locker room intact. Don't let it fracture, especially when a big pressure season. I don't know, man. I think the JJ Redick experiment, I don't know what to make of it, truthfully, because
I think it's a desperate Lakers team that they want to keep LeBron so badly that
appease, right?
Getting his
whatever he wants, right? And I root for JJ. I like his podcast, Old Man in the Three. I think it's good. I like him on TV.
I loved him when he was at Duke.
All I know is that when Skip Schumacher leaves the Marlins, I'm not going to feel bad about applying anymore.
Yeah, Toad, send it in, dude.
I'm going to ship it.
Toad, let's get. Can you imagine, dude? Toad from executive producer of the Bullpen Mafia. He goes into his first day.
It would be unbelievable.
Asking Sandy Alcantara after the fifth inning, hey, Sandy, that's enough, dude. Give me the ball.
Sandy, have you seen this video on Instagram? It has 20,000 views, bro.
So good.
Oh man, moving on. We got two topics today. Number one, I think we're just going to touch on it lightly because we're going to get into this in a little bit here with Adrian Hauser. But Grimace, man, the Grimace win streak lives. It actually died last night. So 7 in a row. For context, Grimace, the McDonald's character, threw out the first pitch at a Mets game.
I think if you don't know what Grimace looks like, he's the Western Kentucky blob.
Dude, you want to?
He's like Barney deconstructed.
Bro, do you want to know why I know what Grimace looks like? And this is the God's honest truth. I had no clue who Grimace was until probably 3 months ago. McDonald's is running out these Grimace shakes. Did you guys see that?
You had one, Petey, or no?
Well, my son was asking me every friggin' time in the drive-thru, hey, who's Grimace? I'm like, I got no fucking clue, dude. Why do you keep asking me about Grimace? And then we look, and I had to Google it. I had to Google Grimace shake, and then like it showed me who Grimace was. I don't know. I just had no idea who it was. I never tried the shake. I would never. I don't even know what it was. Like a blackberry thing or whatever.
I thought it was green. I have no idea. I thought it was green.
Purple.
He's purple. He's the Western Kentucky blob. Purple.
Hold on, wait. We also got a new addition. We got an intern now, Marco. Marco, what's the Grimace shake? Is it green, purple?
It's purple.
Hobby.
He's gonna show us his computer.
It's
purple. It's purple. Yeah, but dude, for some reason I thought it was green.
No,
you're confusing that with the Shamrock Shake.
Bro. Yeah, Shamrock Shake. There we go. Yeah. Anyways, Mets won 7 in a row. They're back. They're back in the wild card picture after this. Toad and I were spitballing on some, like, I don't know. Are they historic or like
well-known superstitions that have sparked rallies in baseball or
keep the win streak alive kind of stuff?
Yeah, that whatever it takes to get you to believe that you can pull it off.
Right.
What are some of the most notable ones? I think baseball-wise, the one that comes straight to my mind was the Anaheim Monkey because that made absolutely no sense to me.
Made no sense.
The Rally Monkey.
The Rally Monkey.
Yeah.
Then the Cardinals, the Rally Squirrel, just because a squirrel touched the field, and I think they ended up coming back to win the game.
Yeah.
And my favorite, our favorite, the Florida Panthers, Rats on the Ice.
Shout out to the Rats, Petey. We got a rat here live in person.
Bro, actually, I thought this is a fucking baseball podcast.
I actually got a request. People want more puck talk, so
they do. Yeah, because you guys are Miami based. I get it. Okay, just go ahead. If you guys want to do it, just let me know. I'll go on mute.
But regardless of these streak causers, I'm not sure what to call them. I was wondering if you or Javi had any weird superstitions pregame, things that you absolutely had to do that you convinced yourself that would help you in a start, and if you didn't do them, you're totally screwed.
Yeah, I mean, Javi, do you want to start or do you want me to go?
You go, PD. I feel like you have some interesting ones, dude.
I mean, dude, it's just like I feel like every single day was the same. Javi, you could probably say the same, right?
Every day was a Monday, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and maybe on your start days you were a little bit different, but I mean, just from like the way that I got dressed, right? Like every single thing that I did was start on with the left arm, like, or the left sleeve, the left sock, the left leg. Like, and it would all be obviously the same order when you're getting dressed. I mean, Toad, everything's down to a T before the game too, right? Like you're always taking BP at the same time. You're always eating at the same time. You're always usually going out to the field at the same time. So like that is down to the number every single time, and like everything's leading up to that. When you start getting dressed, when you take the field, when you go out there. In terms of like in the game sort of stuff, or like what happens during the game, it was funny. I was telling somebody about this the other day. Like I used to have the same exact ritual every single day. Thank God we're not playing anymore. Javi, remember the pain-offs?
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, so
explain that.
What is it like generic brand? Is it Tylenol, PD, or Advil?
I don't know what it was, but it was called Pain Off, dude. They came in a packet of 2. Dude, you would just be like, so I would take a packet in the third inning every single game, dude. I'd take a packet of Pain Offs. That was the third. I'd throw a dip in right after that. I'd relax from like the third to the fifth. The fifth inning, boom, I'm coming in, cup of coffee. Like, let's get something rolling here. Okay? Right? Walk around the clubhouse a little bit, head back out, and like wait for that like 6th, 7th, 8th inning to sometimes get the call. Now, obviously days are different, but when it comes to going in the game, I'm always jumping over the line You know,
were you a sprinter or a jogger?
No, I was more of a jogger. I had a pretty good jog. So I worked.
He had a good pace. PD always, No, PD, you swagged it out. It wasn't like you were.
Yeah.
I mean, it was no like.
Javi, I worked on that jog, dude. You go on the treadmill in the off season at 4.5, 5, and then work and just work on that jog in from the bullpen, like with a good pace and a good little, you know, just know what you were doing.
You were missing a couple buttons too. You had 1 and 2 were always down.
Man, no wonder
1 and 2 were
no
down.
The Latin guys liked you, bro.
1 and 2 were down.
1 and 2 were down. When I got to AA, dude, too, I used to cut the shirts into
the deep DV.
God, dude, I learned from some of the best too. Nick Ramirez, dude, like that dude had one of the deepest V's. How is he may have rocked the deep V, but he was more clean cut. But from the Latino players to the Nick Ramirez's of the world, bro, like I had my swag going in Biloxi, dude, for sure.
Man.
How about you, Javi?
I was very superstitious. I was a starter, so I felt like my day was more routine and ritualistic. Went back to college, man. I used to do the same thing. I used to, take a nap at the same point of the day every day, wake up at the same time. This was for the night game. You adjust if you're pitching in day games and stuff like that, but had the same meal, pollo tropical. And the funny thing was, this is the part that got crazy. Pollo tropical, I had that all throughout college, my 4 years before starts. I went to Brevard County. There was a pollo tropical there, dude.
There was, dude.
Dude, so I got like Brandon Woodruff. Ask Brandon Woodruff about pollo tropical, dude. He's like, that's the best chicken I ever. Like, dude, he loves that place. So, dude, I had that like for literally 5 straight years. Now it's a little bit harder for me to eat pollo tropical because like if I see it, I'm like, oh, dude, like I've had way too much of that.
Javi, that rolls so good off the tongue.
Pollo tropical. Hey, pollo tropical. You want to be a sponsor? We'd love it. We'll eat chicken here every day, dude. Pollo tropical.
Sí o no?
Actually, Javi's not tired of pollo tropical.
No, I love it. Yeah. And then like my pre-start routine, I was pretty like, formulaic, certain amount of throws, but once I got into the game, I was like, man, I started doing this in pro ball and it became a really bad habit, but I loved chewing gum when I pitched. Mm-hmm. And dude, I remember Jonah, Petey. Jonah was our strength coach in Brevard. Jonah was always like, you guys can't be chewing the sugar bazooka. And I would change out a different gum every inning. So man, I'm trying to go deep into it.
Even after a good inning?
I might be 6 gums deep. And I remember Jonah told me like, hey, each one of those is like 55 calories. Like you're literally ingesting 500 unwanted calories.
So, dude, out of here. I didn't know that.
I got a little heavy. I got a little heavy at the end of my Brevard
years. My God,
he put me on the sugar freeze, dude.
That is ridiculous.
Man,
I never heard that either.
Because of
you know what happened? This is a crazy superstition story. One of my start days, Pete, you remember this? We got a drug test. Okay. Usually you don't get drug tested the day you start. Right. So I show up to the field. My name's on a list. The guy's waiting for me.
Usually, yeah.
And I had already been hydrating for the last 12 hours. So, dude, I was peeing water. You know what I mean? Like there's no chance. So the guy's like, hey, I got to leave. I've gotten everybody but you. I'm like, I'm starting today, man. And he's like, well, let's try. And I'm like, we can try, but I know what's going to happen. It's going to be clear and you're going to have to wait. Dude, I pee clear. So this guy's got now I'm starting. I had to go out to the field. Xavi's asking me what's going on. I was like, dude, I have a drug. He's like, dude, drug test, forget the drug test. Let's go out to the field. You got a pitch. So, dude, I go out there, and this guy, okay, dude, it's summer in Brevard County, so it's 90 degrees and humidity. I'm coming in to sit inside the locker room in between innings. This guy's sitting on the couch. He goes, hey, you want to try? You want to try? You want to try? You want to try? I'm like, hey, dude, I'm not gonna like. You're now you're waiting till the end of the game. He tells me, okay, so I come out of the game. I pitch probably 5 or 6 innings. Dude, I still can't pee in color. So everybody leaves the locker room. I'm there by myself with this gentleman. Dude, I have to pee before midnight. So the game was at 6. It's probably 9:30. We're both sitting on the couch. TC was there. Jonah was there. We're all having a great time. This guy's giving me like pretzels, all this stuff. Dude, long story short, I became friends with this guy, dude. Like me and him, we were together for like 6 hours. And that's when I realized throw all the superstitions out the window because that day I forgot to chew my gum.
Wow.
Forgot to do all the stuff I normally did. And I pitched well. So I was like,
wow, all right.
I don't need any of that. That was the last day I kicked the habit right there.
You still talk to this guy or what?
It was actually funny. We were sitting on the couch and I'm like, dude, I feel bad. Like you've been here. This was me talking. Because, in game mode, I was kind of like rude to him. And then after the fact, I was like, I feel bad. I was like, can I get you a beer? He's like, that would be bad optics. Like if you got a beer for the guy who's doing drug tests. I was like, you're right. But anyways, that was the last day of my superstition, man.
Wow.
So I think we're going to bounce into one last segment here in the middle innings. We are going to go nostalgia route. I think this week especially, we saw the LA Kings.
Kings and the Anaheim Ducks.
Anaheim Ducks, they're going back.
They went back to their, go forward. What's that Matthew McConaughey commercial?
Lincoln, right?
Yeah.
I love the Kings uniform. The LA Kings uni going back to the Gretzky eras. They're sick. I don't know if the Ducks have fully released theirs yet. I saw they did
we know it's coming.
They teased it out.
Duck is coming back just in orange and black instead of the purple and teal.
So each one of us are going to give our favorite 90s logo / uniform. And
you guys want to go in order again like we did last time?
We're going to do a draft?
Yeah. Well, you want to snake it or you want to go regular?
I think we each give one, and then if we're missing one, we'll shout it out. So, Petey, give us your one.
You want my one or you want my five?
No. We're just doing one each.
What's your number one?
The number one, there's no doubt about it. I'm so glad you guys brought this up. I screenshotted the hat the other day. I'll send it into our boy Marco here in a minute so you can see it. Dude, the Anaheim Angels, when it had the baby blue brim, dude, with Jim the Edmonds, A and had exactly. The name that comes to mind when you see that hat is Jim Edmonds, dude.
I think of Angels in the outfield.
All right, yeah.
The Angels in the outfield was the other one. I think Pete's talking about the baby blue bill.
Yes, the baby blue bill.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Saw it the other day online. I think I got to order myself one. I was pissed. I was looking for the kids one because obviously I had to order for Brady right away. I don't look good in the 59 50s anymore, boys. I don't know what it is. It's getting a little older, getting a little grayer. It just don't fit right. So I can't order myself one. But we'll make sure when Marco throws up the graphics, he's got the right one.
Okay, Anaheim Angels.
That's a good one.
Or they might have been the California Angels by then. Who knows?
I don't know.
It was the Anaheim Angels, for Christ's sake. Don't want to keep going back to the fucking Angels in the outfield.
Toad, give us yours,
man. I know.
It's a who's who in that movie.
That is true.
Okay.
What do you got, Toad?
Mine, I'm gonna go a little off. This is ironic. I'm going north of the border.
No,
Montreal Expos.
Ooh.
Oh, you thought I was going Blue Jays?
Yes, I did. Javi, is that allowed? I see your face over there like you're is that okay, Javi?
He's invoking all the spirits, dude. Toad wants a game 7. He's sadistic, maniacal way of saying
I've successfully made it this far today without thinking about tomorrow. So
wow.
Yeah.
Tell us about the Expos, Toad. Tell us about your love for the Expos.
Yeah, the Expos. Actually,
Is it Tom Brady, Toad?
What?
Tom Brady drafted by the Expos.
Got drafted by them.
Oh, I didn't even know that, to be honest. I had been to Olympic Stadium before.
Oh, wait.
When I was a kid, my parents' childhood vacation, I couldn't have been much more than Marco's age. Did the whole bit. We went to Rogers Stadium, wherever the Blue Jays play, whatever it's called. And then the second part of the trip was in Montreal. And we got to go to Olympic Stadium, and I'll never forget it. Watching the Marlins games, you'd always hear on TV like this clacking sound, and it sounded like people were clapping the whole game. No, it was their shitty seats in the stadium that anytime anyone would get up, it would snap back. So it echoed throughout the stadium. Awesome. People would stand up and you just hear, kra, kra, kra. But whatever. Montreal Expos logo, there's like a cult following because it's like the perfect baseball logo.
It is sick.
The angles of the curves and incorporating all the colors. I just think it's beautiful. Underappreciated. It's a shame that they became the Washington Nationals, who have the curly W now. It's one of the most tragic downgrades in baseball history as far as logos go. But who knows? The Marlins might be moving to Montreal soon.
Hey, you breaking more news?
Just kill shot after kill shot.
But a word on the street, Nashville or Montreal are up next for expansion, hopefully. So it would be cool to get the Expos back. But yeah, I don't even know how to.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. I
don't even know how to really describe.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just pretty to look at.
Yeah,
it is.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
Javi.
Mine, Toad and I talked about this one off air before we got on. The late 90s Houston Astros, the gold, blue. I'm just thinking like Randy Johnson, Jeff Bagwell, Craig Biggio.
With the star hat,
Javi? The star hat. Yeah.
Sick hat. Okay.
The shooting star.
The shooting star. Yeah, dude.
I actually thought this was an opportunity for you to keep pandering to the people of Tampa Bay.
That was going to be my honorable mention. That was when I was going to say it hurts me to say the Astros, but the Devil Ray was It was clean,
Awesome.
dude.
I need a snapback with the skateboarding Devil Ray that they.
We are a pro Tampa Bay Devil Ray podcast.
No, we're a pro City Connect podcast.
Marco's going to cook up some graphics for us, get those unis so people can be nostalgic with us. The last thing we're going to cover today, I thought this was a cool story, man. And Petey, you being a father, this, might hit close to home, but last night, Wednesday night, June 19th, because we don't know when this is going to be released, but June 19th, Ranger Suarez, the ace for the Philadelphia Phillies, having a fantastic year, ERA under 2, probably going to be the starter for the All-Star game in the National League. His family watched him pitch for the first time. His wife and his kids, they've been stuck in Venezuela, having visa issues, had not been able to find their way to the States, had not lived with him for several years. He's been over here by himself. Fantastic story. It was really cool to watch him. He got obviously choked up and emotional when he pitched. Regardless of the outcome, was the last thing on his mind. But his family, right after Father's Day, got to come and watch him pitch in the U.S., which is really, really cool to see.
Yeah, I love it. It's great stuff, Javi. Like you said, I mean, it's just. You wanted to take this one? You guys,
no,
you boys taking a minute up there.
I was getting emotional for Ranger Suarez. I don't know.
Dude, I thought Javi would needed a moment. That's why I kind of.
I needed the moment,
dude. I felt like a pause there. I'm like, shit. Like let him have his time.
Yeah, I don't know if he wanted us to wait for him to start crying or.
No, it was just cool. It was cool to see. Cool to see. Definitely something that I'm sure he waited for a very long time.
I mean, he talked about how excited he was to obviously see them before the game, but after, man, imagine what that must have been like. Like, just to hang out with your kids. I'm sure he probably had them on the field and stuff like that too. It's just good stuff, Javi. Thanks for sharing that.
Petey gets to do that every Boston Red Sox game, so he can't relate. He's having a hard time connecting with Ranger Suarez because he gets to be on the
Petey is Fenway Park.
Boys, I'm having a tough time now with Coop out of town. I mean, I gotta watch some of this debauchery they got over here at first base. I don't think my boy Coop got a fair shake over there either. No, so
I'm not. I find it hard to believe or understand why they're rolling with Dominic Smith over.
I got to talk to my boy Cora, man. I got to get Cora on the horn here.
Bobby Daubach's up for his 7th tour of duty. I mean, I don't know what is going on over there, boys, but
next Middle Innings is going to be the depressed Sox fan. Yeah. Hey, you didn't even take your chance. I'm going to do it for you. You didn't take your chance to tell me you guys took 2 out of 3 from the Yanks, dude.
Bro. We went on. So I went on Friday night. I am a host. Hey, for the podcast right here, I'm a host family from Wisconsin that I stayed with the first year. My first full season of pro ball came up. Host dad and 2 brothers. So they flew into New York. They were coming up as a Father's Day gift to the dad to go to the Mets game on Saturday. But then they were like, "Hey, we're flying in early enough on Friday. Like, should we call PD and head up to Boston?" Like, oh my God, the Yankees are in town. So they come up. We had a great night with them, guys. I said this before on the podcast. I think I'm talking about Alex Verdugo. So, like, Verdugo is one of those dudes that, like, when we used to go in early for BP was the best, man. He would come up to the kids. He'd sign autographs. He'd ask a shitload of questions. He was awesome. Dude, when he hit that home run in the first inning the other night on Friday night and was running around the bases, I think he dropped 7 hymns or like pointing down like this is my like this guy owned this place, dude, and pumping his chest. Like, I didn't know what to think, dude. Like,
you find yourself like, what do I do with my hands? You were getting
like I'm like, hey man, I was like, I really like this guy, but like now he's a Yankee and he's doing that. He's literally running around the bases. Like, I mean, dude, did you guys see it? Like, did you see his celebration after he hit the home run? It was insane. God
knows what he was feeling, dude. He blacked out for sure.
Oh my God, he had no blacked out. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what to think right now, boys. I mean, I am in depression mode, man, because my boy Coop, who also, I don't know, again, we don't know when this podcast is going to air, but Coop had the baby,
saw that.
Baby number 2, Peyton, I believe. So congratulations to Coop, congrats to Erica, congrats to Coop, a great friend of the program. We missed you in Boston already, brother, but we'll see. I mean, maybe next time we're on this podcast, Coop's the baby's out, number 2's there. Maybe Coop's ready to sign the dotted line somewhere else.
We can't wait. Well, whatever the Mafia can do for Coop, we will.
Yeah. You can believe that. Let us know. I talked to Breslow. I got you here in the first place. You know what I
mean? But that's all for us. Remember, follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Like and subscribe. Be part of the Mafia. Engage with us. Happy to do this again sometime soon. Middle Innings, guys. The boys just got to get stuff off their chest.
That's it.
Let's go, Cats.
Let's go, Cats.